So shalom, shalom. Sorry, I get inspired in the oddest places, but usually when I'm in pain, I can't do these things unless I start praising Him and dancing around, and then I leave the pain, I leave my body, and I come out into my tree. It's a palm tree with our palms in the heavens, you see. Um, or I'm in bed or something, and then when I went into the hot tub to do some mikvahs, I wanted to be clean. So my Abba, may He share His oil with me. See, the oil is love. And that's how you know it's true. That's why, even though I've lost family and friends and all kinds of things, I have gained Him in the whole world too. I've got family everywhere. And see, it's been showing me this for a while. The brother gave me another confirmation again. You see, people that love are willing to go to hell for you. They'll literally go into the fire to get you. Okay? And it's getting really frustrated because people like me are doing that. I'm doing everything possible to try to get your attention, to see. Because we're all being lied to. Our fathers lied to us too. All of you. Don't think it's one or me or him or them. It's all of us too. It was Satan is the father of all lies. And Satan's been in control. And through power and money and earthly things, people wanted control and power and money, mammon. And because of that, it made everybody fall. So he's raising up a people now. Those that have been harmed by the vaccines, by the world, by the way. And let me say it again. The Hebrew people, the Hebrew genetics, true Hebrew genetics, are the most blessed and the most cursed people in the world. Because that's what is meant to be holy, when it is profaned, it becomes a very unholy vessel too. And you'll see, all the blessings and curses of the world came from the Hebrews too. And why it was all part of a plan so that we would see Him in the end, so that we would suffer and have pain and separation in order to see Him in a new way. So we've been lied to, all these medical professions, and oh my gosh, the vaccinations. And people think that Bill Gates is just a humanitarian and just a nice man. Do you not see what he's trying to do too? But see, those who have money can pay for the advertising too, don't you think? When they own the media and the news, wouldn't they get you programmed through their programming with their Hollywood wand? Wouldn't that get you to believe their lies too? See, you think that it's normal is good. And that just because you fit into your box and you listen to those that you think you should, makes you righteous too, because look at me. I fit into the box perfectly. Look. Not me, you see. How can you put him in a box? That's to entrap him too. No, 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 no. You can't do that to you know who. He is everywhere and everything. He's even in the sun too. You see, I even do that. I look at it too. It's a blessing. Because the glory blesses you. The radiation, the rays, the radiation too, the gamma rays, all those things actually bless what is holy. Because it's a high frequency, you see. But what most of you want is the low frequency, the slow infrared one that is the serpent too. And he's the one that says, what am I going to eat today? When am I going to have sex again? When am I going to build something beautiful and a house to live into and fill up my barns with all kinds of things and then not need anybody or anyone too? You see, these are all the earthly desires, our carnal nature. It doesn't trust in the Father. He doesn't say, hey, I trust in you. But that's what I do. And he's taken me out of all the boxes. I can't fit into anyone. But he shows me all of them how they fit together too. Because it's all one big body. He literally, through his bloodline, he scattered his seed throughout the earth, and it bred with everybody. And those that wake up now that have their old genetics are coming back, and they're coming back to the Father too. But they're coming, most of them are coming through the Mashiach. That is the way, the door, and the life, the truth too. So he is the only way, but it's a spirit, you see. So many Kabbalists, I hear them writing or talking, and I'm like, you know who you're talking about? Actually, they do. Rabbi Rav Kaduri said the Mashiach's name, and he said it was Yoshua. It's Yah salvation, of course. They all freaked out and said, no way. It can't be that Jewish traitor. Not him. We can't talk bad about anybody, but him we can. Well, I'm sorry. That's the one person you shouldn't have, because we were all sold lies, you see. All of us. The Christians were sold lies from the get-go. The early believers of the followers of the way, they were Hebrew. And they did it his way, not the pagan way. I mean, come on, are we going to really celebrate Easter and Christmas too? These are lies. I know when you kill me, you're going to be happy, make each other merry, and give each other gifts too. Yeah, that's been prophesied. That's okay. You see, those who are willing to go to hell to gather their loved ones is a spirit of who Abba's looking for. Most people say, Nakuna Matata. Whatever happens anyway. Just enjoy your life. Kuna Matata. Why not? I'm doing it now too. But I can only do it with his peace. See, only when he gives me peace can I have peace too. Only when he lets me enjoy, I can enjoy. But then guess what? I get to dine with him too. So many times I ask him, what do you want to eat? And he'll ask me, well, what do you want to eat? It's kind of a marriage like that. Sometimes he gets his way, sometimes I get my way. But I tell you what, when he's there and the conversation is there with him, then you know what? It's all his. It's all his way. It's all him. Every conversation's good when he's here with you. Is it not? And we're called to be the salt of the earth too. So right now, I challenge you to let him in. Let the Mashiach in. Yeah, he kind of is that Jesus, but he's not. He's Yahushua. Yah. It's all in the breath. See, all the combination is made in the lungs. It has to do with the shin that gets united with the Father's Spirit too. You see, they're one. And when they're one and we become one, then we're one in him too. See, my Mashiach, the King, came and died to show us the way to rise on the third day, to be raptured too. He taught us how to find him through the commandments too. But you see what he did? If you're not willing to do it for him, well, it's kind of a one-way love, isn't it? Because there's no greater love than to die for him. So if he tests you with the, so what? This life is nothing too. Who cares about this short little life when all of eternity is at stake? It's going to happen one day anyway. We're all going to die. Better to die that way and be rose up on the third day and be with him forever and ever. And let me tell you something. The eighth day is a kind of, you got to look at the sun. The eighth day is a kind of love and ecstasy that I can't even put into words, and I don't know how I can handle it for eternity. But his people, we're going to love each other so much that we will become literally one. You won't be able to tell the other from the other, in a sense. Even though we have our own separate bodies, we are one in love in him. And every single one of him that we're around, we know that he's flowing through them too. So then we fall in love with them because we see him in them. That's what I'm hoping you would do. I'm just a foolish man that laid my life down for him. First started with my reputation. I knew you'd think I was crazy if I acted this way. I had to just follow him and listen and do. That's why he activated me. He enlightened me in a special way. Each one of these things are gates, you see. That's why he says to look in the heavens, and you'll know when the Moedim are. You'll know when the feasts are. But we Christians been taught that's pagan astrology. That's not for you and me. Well, honey, it's not for you. Susie Christian, go back to your crossword puzzles too. This is something about the king, and he declared everything. Everything exposes him. Every star in the heavens is a beam of information too. It's literally an angel. Literally an angel. See, when we rise our auras, every body that we go through, it's lighting up our menorahs. When we get our crown, we are up here living with him, and he is on our head. That's why the Jews wear the kippas. That weight that's on you, and he comes down, and he's kind of like, he's heavy on you. He's like, it's this heavy love and presence. You're kind of like, oh, you're here. I missed you. Where you been, honey, all day? You know what I mean? Where have you been all day? And then he might get mad at me because I might stay busy and keep doing work that that what I think I'm supposed to do. And he's like, but I'm here. Just enjoy me now. Be Mary, not Martha. Today, enjoy me. This is the marriage, you see. You get to be one with him. He gets to live in and through you. So I don't know what's going to happen. I've seen these things coming. I even said it was going to mutate too. And I even said everybody was going to go from here to there. I mean, he's been showing me this stuff for years. You can look on Facebook too. I don't have to prove myself like other people say. All I have to do is proclaim what he wants me to say. And so right now I'm going to remind everybody, well, I'm going to go ahead and say this because I don't understand it. And I'm now starting to need to research it because he's telling me it's true, because Yerushalayim and Israel are going to be in big trouble now. And they're going to be going through severe judgments. They're all going to want Yerushalayim, you see. May the battles begin. And may you know who win. And I tell you what, the king's not going to be happy until you bring Esther, you bring the maidens home, so they can parade in front of him, like on Sukkot, like what you see the people doing right now, because the Mashiach is bringing them home, but you don't want to see because you're like, who do they think they are? This is our land. Not exactly. You see, yes, we were divorced, but now he's bringing us back home. And so we have a jubilee as well. And I claim mine this year. I claim my land, my dear. Actually, he's already built my penthouse on the 23rd floor. I'd like to see it furnished, and I'd like to be invited there, because that's the only peace that Yerushalayim shall see, is when Hadassah comes to dance before thee. Vashti doesn't want to come on the Shabbat. She doesn't want to dance for her king. she's going to be destroyed. She had her purpose, and now he only wants those who are willing to come. Oh gosh, this red heifer, he keeps showing it to me. I think the problems are going to get so bad. This is what he tells me. That Israel, you were going to ask me to slaughter the red heifer to purify you. He told me this when I got home from Israel. My wife was, I got it on video too, I'll share it. But he had me say that I was going to I couldn't cut my hair until I slaughtered the red heifer. And I was like in shock, and I still don't even know what that means. I don't know much of what it means. I just listen and do, remember? So, let's just let that be, because I just heard something today for the first time, really about it, from Christian perspectives, and so they all think it's going to be the Antichrist doing this, or it's going to be the enemy. So I already know, but Abba already showed me this, that the Christians wouldn't receive us. My son saw dreams about this too. This is cool. And he says the Jews were going to receive us in Noah's boat, in a sense. That the Jews were going to receive us, but not the Christians. Even though we were in the same boat. It was a pretty interesting dream that my son saw too. But what was I going to say? You know, this dream that I had many years ago, I'm starting to realize that it took place. It was the Sanhedrin. Oh my goodness. You know, it's prophesied I'm supposed to make myself known to the Sanhedrin too. And just because Stone made a comment we should be in Israel, for that 70 nation thing, we ended up going. So many things happened around it, and from what Abba was telling me and everything, and it just all happened. It just happened. It happened the way he wanted it to. And I got to bring judgment to so many people, or he did actually. I don't do this, he does. But he brought judgment to all the leaders of the religious leaders around the world because of that one slaughtered lamb that was actually him. You see, the spirit of peace is him, is it not? Doesn't he say he's shalom? He's an all-consuming fire too. He's love. So when the spirit enters and the peace is there between you, now there's two witnesses, now he's there with you. You see what I'm saying? But there have been evil people that have been doing really bad things and sacrificing people too and drinking their blood, and oh my goodness. It's our leaders too. It's all these people. They've been going to these pervert islands. Abba showed me that fantasy island that I grew up watching. He goes, yeah, that was Epstein's island too. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. The plane. Oh my goodness. What a matrix we live in. So he's waking us up to not fall into sin and not listen to what they're doing, because they literally want to totally control you. They are going to inject you with vaccinations. You haven't seen anything in the virus yet. It's going to mutate, or they mutated it and going to version 2. It's all part of their plan. You can actually see it in Gates' face. He gets so happy when he finds out that these people are getting poor and they don't even have food to eat. About the financial collapse, and he gets happy because he knows when that happens, I will be the most powerful here. Oh, but I got to give it to Obama. I want the Pope too. Okay, I'll do it anyway. That's what they say. But that's okay, because it's all pride that way. It's all pride that gets them up there, and it makes them fall too. Guess what they get to be to us? They're under our feet. I get to bring judgment on them spiritually. That's the fire of Eliyahu, is it not? Okay, so you don't have eyes to see yet. Maybe one day you will. But you look at my Facebook and you look what I say. And even my mother, and my wife have said, I'm not wrong. People, that's my biggest, my wife is so normal. That's my biggest strength, or biggest, what do you call it, form of, I don't know, not justification, whatever it is. Because my wife's normal, and the world likes her. The world used to love me too when I used to play their game. But now I can't anymore, and I can't lie, and I can't see people sin, which brings them into separation from Him. I'll yell at you. I might even curse you too. It's because I love you. I hope you can see that. It's true. That was the deal I made with Him when He told me judgments were going to come through me. I said, no way, that's evil. I don't want anything to do with it. He says, but you don't have eyes to see. See it from my perspective and see what's happening. People in control have been leading your children astray, my children astray. And they're trying to harm them too, and they're trying to build towers in the heavens so that they can be almighty. So you're gonna fight with me? Because the king wants war. You see? The edict went out to destroy us. That's why they have the right to do what they do. They tell us what they're doing. Come on, please. It's what even Hitler said. He said easier to get away from it with a bigger lie than it is a small one. Because nobody would believe or fathom that it'd be such a huge lie that they would get away with it. Well, they do. I believe every pandemic has been caused by them. I believe all these things. Of course it is. It's the enemy working through this earth, but he needs a body too, doesn't he? Well, look on the TV and the media and the leadership of the world, and you'll see him there too. It's the leaven that's in the house. You see, it's their pride. But I see Trump as a little different of a man. He's willing to see the truth and speak out, no matter what anybody thinks of him. That's the man I am now. We're getting there too. I know you all think I'm that, but I'm still holding back. Because I want the world to see. I don't want to be crazy. I want you to have eyes to see. But I will come after you with a stick if I have to, because I love you. Oh, don't send me CPS or anything like that. I don't do anything like that to my children. Okay, I'm talking spiritually. But you can come by and say hi, because I'd love to judge you too, like I did the one next to me on the airplane. Ooh, yeah. Because they took an EDS child away. And that woman sat next to me. She says, I have the right to decide if it's this. And I'm like, you guys don't even know anything about our disease. You know nothing. I know 3 nurses that had their babies taken away, or their children taken away, because doctors didn't understand our disease too. Well, you know what was meant to be that way. They know. Why do you think outside of Plum Island they found men with my stature, long arms, the wingspan, Ehlers-Danlos type people with 5 holes in the head, dead? But the police found it important to say what long fingers and big hands and feet he had, and long arms too. And it's what Dr. Shoemaker calls the moldies. It's people that have my disease. It's actually Hebrew, and I'm believing more and more that it's the Cohen in me, because the more holy we were meant to be, the more cursed we are. You see, even Aaron's sons died for offering false fire. Oh my gosh, he has me do things that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, Abba, don't kill me. I have no idea. I have no education in this. You're having me do things that I don't know what I'm doing, and they're all judging me too. And they don't even know what my job is, and they think they know they have a right to judge me and tell me I'm not doing it right. So I say, Abba, are they right or are you right? I say, Abba, will you bring judgment on them if I'm true? And if I'm not, will you bring it on me too? Because I love you. And I want to have a pure white garment for you. I want Joseph's coat to be like just beautiful and light, lit up with all of your lights of your 7 spirits too. 7 colors, light up my chakras. Get over it and go away. But you called it demons too. I I see that all over the place. They call me all kinds of things just for following what Abba says. And he's fulfilling prophecy too. So how can you make fun of me when I'm just a fool? I mean, you have a right to? No, you have a right to go to the Sanhedrin. Oh, speaking of, so the dream that I saw many years ago, and now he just showed it to me now, that I could tell I love a lot of the people in the Sanhedrin already. Not all of them, there's a lot of Jezebels in there, and there's a lot of spirit of power and control. But there's people that do things out of love. And that's what I see. That's what I see. And so he showed me this wedding, in this chapel, and I realized that was the Sanhedrin banquet afterwards. Oh my goodness. And I remember there were people on the right side. This is all the prophetic stuff happening. The people on the right were all the Jews, Hasidic Jews. They were all wearing their black and whites and black hats and everything. Abba says he dressed you for the wedding, you see. You're my groomsman, he says. Go gather my wife too. Go gather my Esthers, my Hadassahs. They will have the light in the coat of Joseph too. And they will save you in these troubled times. Because if you don't have them, you're just a head on a stick in the sand. So what can you do without a body? What can you do without the heart too? For that's who's going to gather together now on this Shavuot, the two loaves becoming one. The spirit of Eliyahu is bringing in Ephraim, the lost tribes, the bride, the lost 10 virgins too. We're coming home because we love the King and we follow his laws. And there's a doorway that he left open for us. For when we're persecuted in the world for following his ways, then we have a right to come home too, you see. So we'll become one with his family there too. Each living stone, he scattered us throughout the world. He's bringing us home one by one to build his temple. You see, it's his people first. What good is a house without the bride in it? So he's bringing Hadassah, the lost 10 tribes, his bride, Gomer. We're all that. And a bag of chips, too! Oh my gosh, I know. Everybody's like, oh, you're this person, you're that person, you're that. I'm like, dude, I got a whole party going on in here. You don't understand. You see, when you become one with him, and you enter with the Father, then your light becomes so big that you can literally travel the universe and become one with all the luminaries there too. And what happens is we are one with him in the whole host of heaven. So yeah, I got a whole party going on in here. Most of them come through me and talk to me or talk through me. I got to see the tree of life. It was Jacob's ladder, Yaakov's ladder. So anyway, where was I getting at? Yes, so Israel, you're going to suffer now. I'm sorry to say. I'm not happy like Gates is. I'm happy because judgments are coming, righteous judgments to cleanse the land. And those who are unholy are going to go away, like Vashti that way. And he needs a new bride. And let me tell you something, he teaches me in all kinds of ways. Every single thing is a teaching for me. So when I have 2 sons, and he tells me, one is Yehuda and one is Ephraim, and they have the personalities of those. But I also had another that became my servant, and he wants to be with me. He wants to listen to me. He wants to follow my rules. He wants to know what's in here too. And now I understand what the Father's heart is. Let his servants in. Let his servants in. Because it'll bless you and the whole family too. Because the servant is going to make the sons jealous too. That's what it's supposed to do. So we who are servants, who are coming back in, being grafted back in by the Mashiach, for he died for us. He died, he was the lamb that came, that was slain. That's why I have to do the red heifer on the 1st of Nisan to prepare Israel. Hallelujah. Mashiach kumanim. Hariyachaya masomakinim. Ipasamaya toro masaim. Ayahuam kiasi. Hallelujah. Mashiach Harmiti. Whew. For this next Pesach will be Eliyahu's to do. For he is to slaughter the ox too. Oh my God. What are you going to make me do? Abba. Abba. Then please give the eyes to see. And you're going to have to flow through me. Because you know I'm just a weak vessel too. It will have to be all you. It will have to be all you, Abba. So the Sanhedrin is actually the marriage place that I see now. I already saw one man I remember from the dream. And what happened was the left side was all the bride and there were all the Christians too. And they were looking across the aisle and they're like, what are we doing in here with you? We don't belong with you. You're evil too. No, you're the evil ones. No, it's you. No, it's you. You killed Jesus too. Actually, you did. You were the unfaithful wife. It was you. No, it was the Romans. This marriage that takes place, oh my goodness, it's a love affair. Because when you start to see the Messiah, that everything he did and everything he is that ox too. He was every lamb in Egypt. Now he's giving us the head. Now he's giving us a Mashiach Kamenim. That's why the lamb I slaughtered, it was named Keter Corona. Had a white tip of the head and a white tail, and he says the tail will become the head, and the head the tail now. And this black sheep, this black lamb, was the most beautiful black lamb. I couldn't believe, everything about him was black, pure black. But he was beautiful. I was shocked. I didn't think I would have a black lamb. I thought I'd always have white lambs or something like that, But no, even the one that they brought us up there, you see a lot of the head that was cut off. It was a prophecy. See, I thought for a second, oh my God, this knife isn't going through the hair. So I did it harder and faster to get it over with quicker. And it went all the way back to the spinal cord. All that was left was the nervous system of the head. And he told me the head was Yehuda, Yerushalayim. I don't know what's coming, but I believe that's that prophecy. As I said something about a lot of people that are going to be dying. So I don't know how. I just know that the Antichrist wants control of Yerushalayim. And he's going to get it for a season. And people are going to do all kinds of things because of power and money. And his bride, she's poor, you see. She has hidden Hebrew genetics too. And she's coming because she just loves the king. And she comes, and she needs to be prepared by the holy ones in Yerushalayim. Those who see who we are need to prepare us and cleanse us as a righteous bride for him, you see. Not everybody's going to make it. Only half are going to make it that come. But we must make our offering. All the maidens must come. Because honestly, Yehuda, Israel, he's going to make it so that nobody trusts you and the world hates you too. Because of what some few Jews did, the bad ones do. So, but it's okay. It was all supposed to be creating something. See, the scepter never left Yehuda, It was always in their power. They have been bringing the world into this thing. They built it. I probably wouldn't be sitting here in this hot tub or at this cabin, which is my love shack that he made for me, all the things that I love. He let me build it the way I wanted to, my wife too. And it was the place that I get to be with him. I praise him here. That's what I do on the mountaintop. I praise him. But anyway, what was I saying? If they didn't create what they created, the whole wealth of the world, none of us would probably have anything to. We'd be in little villages and little things. It was all part of a plan, don't worry. But it was their evil desire for money. You see, mammon is what's going to make them fall, and they're going to become the 13th tribe too, under the feet of the children. I did that on 2016. I called it out on Mount Zion. He cursed the tribe of Dan too. So this marriage that I saw taking place, it was beautiful. It was Yehuda and the Christians. At first they saw each other like this isn't right. We shouldn't be in the same room together. I think something's wrong here. And it was almost like a black and white wedding. Everybody's kind of apprehensive. It's like, why are we in here? Well, because the lovers want to get married, and well, we shouldn't be here together. I don't think this is right. This is just not right. There's something wrong here. It was a dream that I saw, and I witnessed it happen. Mount of Olives, what I did. It judged Jews, Christians, and everybody around too. So, and then I remember asking him, because on the outside were people looking in the windows, and they're all controlled. They were going to have a one world religion. They're all going to be controlled under the Pope. The Pope had somehow control over all these religions and became one new world religion. And I guess he's going to set himself up in Jerusalem with Obama too. Obama's going to be in the temple that's going to be built. I'm sorry. But guess what? Abba's building his temple spiritually. And he told me I was the first stone to cast myself at him, which was doing the slaughtering. That's what he told me years ago. See, it all connects now. So the slaughtering was to bring, the judgments, to bring cleansing to the land. Oh my God, that's why he wants me to do the red heifer. It's about cleansing the land. Because there's going to be death and death and death. Oh my goodness. So much death. Hopefully they get me to do it for the fall feast first. And then the bride or the rest can come to do Pesach, because they will come and offer the lamb, because the Jews cannot, until things change and we get the righteous rulings from above. He's just flowing through us, through me. But I know it's going to be through you too. You see, that's what it was always meant to be. He separated his loaf of bread, his unleavened bread, or was it leavened that day? We'll see. But he separated that bread into 12 pieces and passed it out basically to all the tribes and says, go, scatter throughout the world. One day I'm going to bring you back together as a new loaf. The two sticks will become one. So when I was in there and I'm like, well, where's the bride and the groom? I don't understand. He's like, you don't understand the deep things. You're the bride and they're the groom. Tend to the code of a Jew. I'm like, huh? Oh, I see. You want to bring back together what was lost. So that's why the Mashiach came, is now fulfilling prophecy left and right, filling your streets up. But you got to kick out the idolatries. We got to keep the laws too. So that's why you have to give me the right, or at least tell me you're not going to arrest me, because I'll do it.